Safety obviously is paramount to all that's been done within schools, and I want to talk to you, I suppose, Ms. Fanning, around your opening statement, and in particular around close contacts and what's deemed a close contact. So if I was to sit in a room with you all day within a metre away from you, I would be considered a close contact. And what I find confusing as a parent and as a public representative is to why, when you take that into a school setting, then I am not deemed to be a close contact. I'm also concerned that I hear from teachers and from parents that the GP is deeming the person who's been in the room to be a close contact, and public health and the HSE are saying you're not a close contact. Do you know which it is?
No, I don't. I don't know which it is, and I don't know how to answer it. And I have come up against exactly the same problem as you have, and this is why it needs to be defined. We don't know what close contact means. And this is why the communication coming from the schools to the parents is so blurred, and the parents then become very disquieted about the information that's coming from the school. And this, because there's a lack of clarity, there's also a lack of trust creeping in there. And it's unfortunate, because we have to work together as a group, and we have to trust our teachers and our schools to give us the information that we want. And they are trying their best. And it's not their fault if they don't know what that actual definition means either. It's not their fault.
And I'd maybe ask yourself, Ms. Lynch, do you feel that COVID and the way the communications around COVID have been handled, that it has had an impact of deteriorating the relationship between students and parents, where you have the vacuum of information there? Is there something we need to do around that?
I'm happy to take that. I mean, our survey would suggest not. School parents in the main seem to be very, very happy with what they're experiencing with the schools. I mean, there are small amounts of parents who are saying that they're not getting information, went back to school without any information at all from the school. But in the vast majority, the parents are telling us that they're very happy with the safety in the school, they're happy with the information they've got, and that their children are happy and feel safe going into the school. So I think it would generally...
I think that's a very precious relationship in terms of parents and students. And I would like to take off the table, I have not spoken to any parent whatsoever, or any teacher whatsoever, who want extra days off at Christmas. I just have to say that on the record. You know, I don't think it is, and I don't think it is helpful in the sense of making the divisions between parents and students. But I do think that we need clarity, and as a committee here and as public representatives, we will seek that clarity. Also the clarity around a child who goes home and then feels unwell from the school. Are they, we cannot get a clear answer to this, and I don't know if you have it, are they deemed to be a school infected case, or are they a household or community infected case? I think it's important that we establish that as well, and it feeds into the openness and transparency that we need to have really positive relationships on that. You don't know that, do you, how they're deemed?
We don't know, and this I think is one of the issues, that this the whole definition of close contact or community-based, or if it's, how can it be defined as community-based if you come home from school? Was it brought from your community then into the school? They're all unknowns, but they are things that they do need to be clarified. And this is everything from the health side to our exams, everything.
Exactly.
I think
answer everything.
I have some information which may help you.
Yes.
The reason the confusion around the close contact, from my understanding from asking the department, in what happens in schools, which is different, is that public health officials do a detailed risk assessment. So that's where they evaluate the position of the classroom, the schools, in a very in-depth analysis, not what would be done, say, in a rugby training, where they would just blanket, okay, everyone here is close contact, self-isolate. So it's done to a much higher standard. I've been assured that they cast the net widely. Our concern is where you are sitting close to someone in the immediate vicinity, and there's a worry there and a confidence that's lost if you find out 3 weeks on.
Okay, I'm just conscious of my time. I'm just confused between the clinical advice that you got from a GP as opposed to the HSE, and I think where you get conflicting advice there, it just would be helpful to have transparency. My concern around the exams is that they will be exams, the exams will be an examination not on the ability of the student, but on the duration of self-isolation or the level of illness that the student has suffered. And I very much hear what you're saying around the over-assessing, and we did put that to the Minister here, and they've said that there will be greater choice in the exams. What I take from what you're saying is that needs to be communicated to directly to the schools as well. So I think there's a lot more that needs to be done in terms of communication. Also, I just want to refer to the ventilation in the last few seconds that I have. We have asked for the Minister as well that during the school period that they would put whatever necessary ventilation and heating is needed within schools so that we have an atmosphere that's conducive to learning rather than the other way around. I really appreciate that there's a lot more in your statements than we've had an opportunity to discuss in the 6 minutes that we have. But as a committee, I'm really glad to see you here, and we will continue working with yourselves to find solutions to these issues as arising, notwithstanding the fact that parents, children, teachers and all of us are happy to be at school and in the school setting, but I don't think we should be blinded by that and not address the issues that we can. Many of these issues can be addressed. Thank you.